All right, folks. So we're going to work through the odds today. Okay, so that's going to be number 1, 3, 5, 7, A, B, and C, and then 9, A, B, and C. Hopefully. Yep, the odds. So 1, 5, 7, 9. That's it. 1, 5, 7, 9. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Thank you, Carson. I was testing him. And he passed. Well done, Carson. All right. So this is, again, kind of a review here. Feel free to, work ahead if you feel like you've got it. But I am going to call on people at random here. So, you might want to, pay attention, listen up, what have you, and stuff like that. All right. So let's first of all read the directions to make sure we understand what we're being asked to do. So it says here, for each function given, determine the slope, y-intercept, and x-intercept. Okay, so let's take a look here at number 1. Okay. Number 1, we're asked to find the y-intercept, the x-intercept, and the slope. So, Sean, how can we find one of those 3 things? How can we find the y, the x, or the slope here?
The y and x are already there.
Okay, so tell me what they are.
The y is 6.
Okay, what would the coordinates be? So 6, right, is the y coordinate. 0, 6.
And then x would be
Negative 3, 0. Good. And what about the slope? How can we find the slope here, Sean? Any ideas?
Yeah, you subtract 0 minus 6.
So Sean is using the intercepts to find the slope. That's a great idea. Let's do that. So, all right, thanks, guys. 0 minus 6, and then what minus what?
And then negative 3 minus 0.
Good job. And you kept all of them right in order, too. Good job. Okay, so 0 minus 6 is negative 6. Negative 3 minus 0 is negative 3. Negative 6 divided by negative 3, positive 2, or 2 over 1. And again, since we're talking about slope, I would really recommend anytime you talk about a slope that you give it as a fraction, okay? Because, gosh, I hope they're okay out there. Anytime you give a slope, you want to give it as a fraction because, of course, for a slope, we need a change in the y and we need a change in the x as well. I guess it took care of itself. Okay. So, some other things we could have done. You could have written the equation in slope-intercept form and then plugged in 0 for your y. Plugged in 0 for your x-coordinate to find the y-intercept. Plug in 0 for the y-intercept, y-coordinate to find the x-intercept. That would be a lot of work here. I think Sean did probably the most efficient way. So, okay. You also could have counted the slope here too, right? So we could have counted from this point to this point right here. You could count up 1, 2, right 1. So 2, 1. You could have counted it there too. So maybe that would have been a little bit faster, but otherwise that's fine. Okay, you still got the right answer. That's all I'm looking for right now. Okay, all right. Let's go through this next one and then maybe. Okay, and in fact, Mark, why don't you help us out here? Okay, so this is our equation here, Mark. Okay, we're on number 3 there at the bottom. So how can we find the y-intercept or the x-intercept or the slope here? Any ideas?
First, you subtract 4 and from both sides.
Okay, so you want to get this maybe in slope-intercept form first?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so we're left with what's left over here?
Negative 6y.
Okay.
Equals 24 minus 4x.
Okay, and then?
And then you divide.
Divide both sides by?
6.
Good job. Yep, negative 6. Okay. Okay, y equals what's 24 divided by negative 6?
Negative 4.
Negative 4, good. And then negative 4 divided by negative 6, that's going to become a positive, and that'll simplify to 3 halves x, like that. Okay, great. So now that it's in slope-intercept form, Mark, can we answer any of these questions?
Yes.
Okay, what can we answer?
The y-intercept.
Okay, is what?
Negative 4.
Yeah, okay. Or as a coordinate, 0, right? Negative 4. Good. What else can we answer? Anything else?
The slope.
What's the slope?
The slope is 3 halves.
3/2. Wow, great job. So by doing that one thing, we were able to knock out 2 answers, right? By putting it in slope-intercept form, we can come up with the y-intercept and the slope just like that, okay? So great job. But we're not quite done yet. But Mark, you did so well. I'm going to have someone move on. You can go to the bathroom now if you want to. Okay, thanks for waiting. Reagan, if I want to find the x-intercept, though, okay, if I want to find the... What's that? Are you okay with the slope and the y-intercept, where that came from? Okay, well, so let me just before we move on, though, just real quick. So what Mark did here is, if you look at this equation, is this equation in slope-intercept form? No, it is not, right? So he solved it for y to get it in slope-intercept form. And you see that's what we've got right here. Okay? The number in front of the x, that's our slope, right? The other number is your b, your y-intercept. Right? So far, so good. And that's why we put them here and here. But we still have to find the x-intercept. Okay? Remember, the x-intercept is a point, and I'm just going to do a little quick sketch here. And x-intercept, that's my x-axis, that's my y-axis. The x-intercept is the point on the x-axis where the graph goes through. Okay?
So the y-intercept is -4?
So the y-intercept is -4. The x-intercept, we know that its y-coordinate is going to be 0, for sure. Because if it's on the x-axis, right, any point on the x-axis will have a y-coordinate of 0. Does that make sense, yeah?
No.
Okay, so then if I know that my y is 0, well, here's a relationship between y and x. So what can I put in for this y right here? Go ahead.
0.
Yeah, 0. 0 is my y-coordinate. So 0 equals -4 plus 3 over 2x. Okay? Or maybe you don't want to put it in this equation. You could go back to the original form it was in, and you could say 4x minus 6 times 0 equals 24. Okay? Oops, I don't know why I put it like this. Right. So, Reagan, which one would you prefer to solve? Do you want to solve this one, or do you want to solve this one for x? The first one or the second one? Your choice. It's up to you, whichever one you want to do. Either one's fine. All right, let's do this one. I think this one's going to be a little bit easier. What's 6 times 0, Reagan?
0.
Yeah, 0. So we're left with just 4x equals 24. And then what's the final step?
And then divide 4 on both sides.
Yeah, divide 4 on both sides. Okay, and 24 divided by 4, as Sean said for us, 6. Yeah. So 6, 0.
Isn't the 3 over 2, 2 over 3?
Oh my gosh, you're right. Mr. Wid. Mr. Wid. Goodness gracious. Aw, shucks indeed. Sorry about that. Thank you, Ms. Mulcahy, for the save. Okay. Still the same idea, though, folks, right? It was a slope from the slope-intercept form. Okay?
A little dyslexia kicking in.
A little dyslexia. All right. Reagan, is that making some sense there with the x-intercept? How we found that?
Yeah, I know. I just have to go over it more.
Okay. All right, well, we'll do some more here, but I'll leave you off the hook now. You answered the question. We'll go to somebody else now. All right. Moving on. Let's go to Dylan. Ooh, Dylan's number is up. Here we go. So, Dylan, x-intercept, y-intercept, slope here. What would you like to do? Okay, how would you like to do slope? So not add negative, add positive 0.4x to get it to cancel out there. Right? Okay, so that's canceled. What's still left over here? 1.6y equals, are these like terms, Dylan? No, so we're going to just write negative 15.92 plus 0.4x, like that. Okay, now what should we do, Dylan? Divide everything by 1.6. I'm going to make sure I do this right this time so we don't mess it up. So negative 15.92 divided by 1.6 is negative 9.5. Sorry, 9.95. Negative 9.95. And then 0.4 divided by 1.6 is 0.25. Now, 0.25, we should convert that to a fraction. 1/4. Okay, 0.25 is 1/4. Okay, because again, slope is best represented by a fraction. Okay, best represented by a fraction, or as a fraction. Yes, you can use decimals, but a fraction is best, I think. Okay, so, Dylan, now that we've done this, what can we say? The slope is 1/4. Anything else we can say?
The y-intercept is 0, -9.95.
Great job. Okay, well done, Dylan. We'll go to somebody else then for the next piece of information. Yes, you may, now that Mark's back. Okay, Daniel. Daniel, how can we find the x-intercept?
I don't know.
Okay, so again, x-intercept is a point. Remember, the x-intercept is on the x-axis, right? So an x-intercept is going to be a point on the x-axis. And what do we know about the y-coordinate of any point on the x-axis? Like this point here, or this point here, or this point here. What will the y-coordinate be for any point on the x-axis? 0. So we can put a 0 in right there. We know for sure the x-intercept is going to have a y-coordinate of 0. Just like we know the y-intercept will have an x-coordinate of 0. Okay. So now that we know the y-coordinate is 0, where can we plug that 0 in? Here or here? What variable can we plug it in for? Well, what coordinate is it? Is it an x-coordinate or a y-coordinate?
X-coordinate. Or we know that's a y-coordinate.
It's a y-coordinate, so it can go in for what variable?
1.6 y.
You can put it in the 0. Exactly right. Put the 0 in for the y here, or you can put 0 in for the y here. It's your choice. Okay. Since we did it to this one before. Let's do it to this one this time. It doesn't matter which one. You can use the original equation or the slope-intercept form. It doesn't matter. So I'll put it in for this one right here. So we have 0 equals negative 9.95 plus 1/4 x. Okay. And so now we need to get the x value here, Daniel. So what is the how do we solve here? What should we do first to get the x by itself?
Add negative 9.5.
So add not a negative 9.95. We want to cancel it out. So we're going to add.
Add positive 9.5.
There you go. Okay, that's gone. We have 9.95 equals 1/4 x. And then to get the x by itself, what should we do? Divide by 1/4. Yeah, we're just doing the odds, Mark. Okay. So 9.95 divided by, again, parentheses around the fraction. Ooh, there we go. All right, 39.8. So 39.8 is your x value. And again, instead, if you don't want to divide by a fraction, multiply by its reciprocal. So instead of dividing by 1/4, you can multiply by 4/1, right? 9.95 times 4/1, also 39.8. Whoops. See, there's 9.95 divided by 1/4, or 9.95 times 4/1, right? The reciprocals. And same thing.
I got 39.875.
Word? Did you do 9.95 divided by 1/4?
Yeah, I did. No, I didn't do 1/4. I did on.
9.95 times 4?
I just divided it by.
0.25?
I divided by 4. Yeah.
Ah, so not 0.4. It's so the fraction is 1/4. 0.4 is not the same fraction as 1/4. So yeah, I think you had just the wrong fraction written down or something like that. Okay.
Okay, so how did you do the fraction?
Back up here when Dylan had to solve for y, 0.4 divided by 1.6 gives you 1/4 or 0.25. That was 0.25. So. Okay. All right, let's keep it rolling here. We're doing well. Let's keep going. All right, number 7. Billy rents a moon bounce for the carnival. The rental fee for the moon bounce is $100 plus $25 for each hour of the rental. The function C of H, the cost in dollars for a rental of H hours, is given by this. Okay? Right, that makes sense. If it's $25 per hour, plus you had to do $100 just for like a deposit or something like that, there's your cost. Okay? So, letter A, find the y-intercept of C of H. All right, so let's go to Tyler L. Tyler L, what is the y-intercept of this function?
100.
100. Okay. What do you think, so, and we can give it a coordinate, right? We can say like 0, 100 if you want to. Okay. What do you think this means? Or do you have an idea about what this might mean in the context of the problem? What does it represent?
It represents like the money.
Okay, the amount of money if you for how many hours? You're on the right track there. Yeah, it's $100 is the amount of money that you have to spend if you rent it for how many hours? You want some help?
Yeah.
Okay, someone want to help us out? How many hours?
8.
Okay, H hours is the general, but we actually have a specific number here. What is the number of hours? 0 hours. Yeah, okay, yeah. So it's like this initial fee, okay? So like this is like the starting fee is $100. Okay? Starting or the initial fee, okay, is $100, right? Because it's starting at time 0. Okay? So that's just to be able to bring the thing to you, it costs $100 and then $25 additionally per hour. Okay? So, let's go to Matt S. Matt S., what is the slope of this function? Scott, you have a bathroom? Yeah. Okay. Yes, or as a fraction, 25 over what? Over 1. Yep, that's right. Okay? That's right. Okay? 25, by the way, Matt S., 25 is a number of what in this problem? Okay, it's but okay, I see what you're saying there. It's 25 what though? $25, right. And then what's the number 1 represent? A number of is that a number of moon bounces? I think we're just renting 1 moon bounce. What's this a number of? Well, I guess there's a 1 moon bounce. I see what you're saying. It's $25 for each hour. So $25 per 1 hour is the idea there. $25 per 1 hour. Okay? So then what does the slope represent? The slope is the rate that they charge for the moon bounce, right? So the rental costs, what will we say here, Matt S? The rental costs what? According to our slope.
The rental costs $25 per hour.
Perfect. Exactly right. The rental costs $25 per hour. Exactly right. Just like that. Okay? All right. Now we're going to graph. Now we're going to graph this thing, okay? So let's see here. Live. All right. We said our y-intercept was 100. So I'm going to go ahead and plot that point for us here first. So there we go, 0, 100. Okay, you'll see they even have our axes labeled for us, cost and rental time right down here. And I put a big old point right here. What's that?
Do you have a ruler?
I do have a ruler. I have only one. Actually, no, I have a whole box of them. Yeah. You'd like to use a ruler to make the line straight?
Wait, you said the whole thing TenMarks. Is that already in?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Anyone else want a ruler?
like, say if I'm done with all the odds, can I start on the TenMarks now?
Yes, if you're feeling you get it, yes. Anyone else want a ruler?
I'm feeling good.
Wait, why?
Anyone else ruler? Ruler?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I might as well use one too since I've got one now. Okay, so Liv, sorry, I know I asked you and then I already went and did a point, but from here, Liv, okay, we have to use our slope, right? And our slope is what again? 25 over 1. So then, we have to be careful how we count this. So I need to rise by how much? My rise is 25 or 1? 25. And my run is going to be? So I have to go up 25. Now, if I go up 1 block, where am I now? I'm on 150. Is that 25? No. So how much do I really? So if I want to do only 25, how much should I go up by? Half. That's right. Half a block, and then there's 25, and I want to run 1 hour. How much do I go over by? All the way to 1. Very good. So we'll put a point there. Okay. Let's get a few more points though, right? Just to make it like kind of nice. So then, if I want to go up 25 and over 1 again, not to the 200. If I'm only going up 25. Remember, I'm at 125 right here. Okay. Yeah, 150, and then over to the 2. Yeah. Okay, and then you kind of get the idea, right? We're going to go up really half a block over 1, up half a block over 1, up half a block over 1, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. I won't keep saying it over and over again because you're probably already bored of my voice. Yep. Oh, thank you, Alex. Any of them, Alex. Any one of them, Matt, you'd like to work on?
Actually, Mr. Whitmire, can I have a volunteer?
Yes.
What's it called?
It needs to all.
What's what called? Oh, any of them. Any of them. Okay, so connect the dots. Connect the dots. Okay. And there it is. Now, the domain for this graph. What would be a reasonable domain for this graph? What x values?
Can I have a ruler too?
Can I also have a ruler?
Yes, you may go to the bathroom. Yes, you may have rulers. What is the domain for this function? What's a reasonable domain for this function? What's the lowest x value? 0. And then to what?
The highest Y.
Yeah, probably infinity. But then again, does that make sense in this in the context of a rental? You probably won't rent something for forever, right? Eventually, you would just buy it, I guess. But at least 0 is our lowest x value for sure. And maybe 24. They might have a limit on how long you can rent something. We don't know
How
that.
would we write that?
Okay, what's that?
How would we write that if you don't know?
If you don't know, I mean, we would definitely say for the domain, you would at least have it start at 0, and we would include the 0. And then you could say maybe, I don't know, let's just say 24. They would maybe make you turn it in after a day or something like that. I don't know. Okay. Oh, and we can include the 24 too, probably. Okay. What about the range here? What about the range? What's the lowest y value possible? 100, right? We started 100 there.
Wait, why is 25 the limit?
I don't know. I kind of had to make up the upper limit there, Liv, just because. Just thinking in the context, it's a rental, and so and it's number of hours for the domain, so maybe only 24, like a day, kind of thing or something. But I kind of had to make that one up. But at least you understand why it's 0 is the lowest, right? Because you can't, of course, rent something for a negative amount of time. And then for the range, same kind of problem here. We can say that it starts at 100, right? But then what does it go up to? Well, I guess I could do 24 in there. So 24 times 25 plus 100. So it would be $700, I guess, if we use that there. But again, that's a little bit estimating. Okay? All right. So let's move on here to the last one. Sure. And actually, you know what I think we're going to do? We will hold off on doing number 9 because I want to give you guys a chance to get started on the TenMarks assignments that I got you guys started, okay? So we'll hold off on number 9 until Monday, okay? Google Chromebooks, get those out. All right, I have a TenMarks assignment for you posted, okay? You may listen to music, absolutely, yes. Or I can't hear it. Not that I don't like music, but everyone you want. I'm not saying I would, but I'm just saying all at once would be bad.
Steve kind of looks like Timmy Beck.
Okay.
Which one?
Any one of them. I only assign 5 questions per topic.
Wait, so only do one?
Well, you can start on any one. Let's go forward, actually. These are due by next Friday. Okay, they are due by next Friday. Okay, try logging in. You know how to log in?
TenMarks.
Okay, I'll show you. In a
Actually, I
second.
think I used it like third grade.
Yeah, go to TenMarks.com and I think you'll be able to. We'll get your course going, and you should be able to. You should be able to get into stuff like that. Next question.
Yeah, I'll put some of them on.
When's the TenMarks due?
Due by next Friday, but of course, now that I'm giving you time in class, you're supposed to work on them now and not just goof off, okay?